Day 2 of Australian senior sides action in 2024 is upon us. We're in round 3 and it's the ACT men up against the South Australian men. The ACT sitting at 1-1. They're in 5th position. South Australia, well, they're leading the clubhouse on both fronts in the men's and the women's after 4 wins from 4 contests yesterday. So the men are on top. It's Robert Flavel, Ashley Hall, Raymond Dienelt and Daryl Steinwedel up against Wade Turner, Darren Walsh, William Penny and Garry Charker of the ACT. Very much looking forward to this contest. And at the moment, we've got after 2 ends, it is the ACT leading 6-0. South Australia leading 6-0. That's after 2. So they picked up a 2 on the first end and a 4 on the second to take that 6-0 lead. We've got 21 ends. Andrew Howie, Bowls Australia's events manager, joins me. Haven't seen him for the last couple of days, but good to be back at Club Tweed here this morning. Howie, how are you?
Yeah, morning, Val. Yeah, very good, thank you. Yeah, excited to be streaming this event. It's got a big history in the sport of bowls, the Australian Senior Sides Championship. So, yeah, very excited to see this matchup this morning.
Started off yesterday. How are all the players? How did they go? It was pretty beautiful conditions up until probably around about that 6 o'clock mark, but I'm assuming play was done by then.
Yeah, no, we had fantastic weather here yesterday at Club Tweed. Yeah, the sun was shining. It was nearly too hot at times. Yeah, and then a little bit of rain overnight, which has sort of just taken the edge off the greens a little bit this morning. But yeah, all these players are pretty experienced. I'm sure they'll be able to hit their straps shortly. As we see Will Penny down on the backhand with weight, just looks to be sliding under. So ACT has sort of haven't quite got out of the blocks this morning on this rink. The South Australian team have started well.
Yeah, they sure have. It was an interesting day yesterday for the South Australians. They had a really close win over New South Wales in the women's, won by 1 shot. And in the men's, they had a great win over the Northern Territory in round 2. And then they beat New South Wales by 7 in the opening round.
Yeah, big day for SA. I think after day 1 they were leading both the women's and the men's competitions.
They were.
So as we all know, but it's early days yet. Every state's got to play everyone across the course of the 7 rounds. So yeah, big day here for SA. If they can sort of win this morning, it really gives them a launching pad for the rest of the tournament.
It does, and how's that? That's just wonderful. They were aware the cameras are there. It's not all the time that happens. So let's see what the skips can do. Garry Charker and Daryl Steinwedel. Now, we've got a double Flavel in Ringside Live. The last game of yesterday was Chris Flavel. First game this morning, his father Robert.
Ah, okay.
Lead for South Australia.
Very good.
So the whole Flavel family.
So it looks like SA might be holding 2 shots here with the red and yellow bowl. So I'd expect Garry to be arriving through this. Probably looks best on the forehand. He's got his own bowl coming in. Sort of a couple of yards of weight down to the inside half of the red bowl. He could get back to the yellow. He wasn't one of his better deliveries, and as you can see, he's out wide. We did notice a few days ago in the juniors, Val, when we were commentating on this rink, that yeah, that sort of hand does play a little bit tighter in the morning. So I guess I just got to try and pick up on that early. And so Daryl here probably can't really do too much. He's just trying to draw the shot. He's got to be careful he doesn't turn the yellow onto the jack.
No, he's under, but he might get a little fortunate result. But no, that we see that hand that's away from the ditch and towards the middle of the rink or the middle of the green. That swoops hard, so we know that's going to do that throughout the day, and it's only going to get faster.
So Gary's just asking Will what he reckons. I still think they're going to play the forehand. Looks like a good channel down there under the blue bowl. Probably doesn't need to play the weight we had, but at the end of the day, you've got to play what you're confident in. If they are 2 down, Okay, Chucky. Deal looks to be on the high side. Yeah, he wasn't far off. Good effort. So it is 1 to SA. They extend their lead on this rink. To 7-0 after 3 ends.
We do apologise, we had a bit of static there with our sound.
So as you can see, ACT currently lead 11-8 on the big board, courtesy of Andrew Ashland's rink, currently leading 9-0. So he's jumped out of the blocks early for ACT here.
So this is the beauty of sides, that all you need to do is stay on your rink and, or do what you can do on your rink, but you've got other people working for you as well.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's a team game, and it's probably one of the best team games we have in our sport. If your rink's struggling a little bit, you just got to dig deep. You don't need to win your rink. It's all about that master board. Try and keep it close for your teammates, especially when you're in this situation where one of your rinks has really started well. It's just trying to claw your way back into this game. Yeah, great leading there.
It's the only hard thing about sides is when they've all got different colour bowls and trying to decipher which one is which, but generally it's pretty good. The stickers are very helpful.
Yeah, so Wade Turner here for ACT, just not quite reaching. So Ashley Hall on the mat here for the SA team. Looking to draw the shot, touches a bonus down the forehand. He's got to make sure he arrives. He's very close here.
Is he going to hold?
Oh, what a great shot. Well played.
Right in front of the jack too, and it's fallen over.
Really makes it hard now. So Darren Walsh. As you can see, Garry Charker there calling him down the backhand. It's one of these shots here. He's got to make sure he arrives. He's got his bowls to work to. If he finds the hole, he can land second shot. The way the head's set up at the moment, the jack will be going back. So important he arrives here.
Andrew Ashland's rink, Howie, that's got Hayden Ward in it, and Hayden played the Champion of Champions for the ACT at Club Tweed this week.
Yeah, no, they did pretty well yesterday. They had a couple of close games in their matches. As we can see, the rink board's now on the left-hand side of screen there. So Ashley's played another good shot. He's just not going to... may count. Okay.
It's close.
It's very important here, Darren. He really wants to play a yard away, turn his bowls, get to second shot. If not, he just sneaks past. He really needs to try and give his third and skip a chance here to turn this head in their advantage. He's just overplayed it again. So as Ray Dienelt, the South Australian third, walks back to the head. Of course, Ray represented Northern Territory for a long time, and he's also a former Bowls Australia board director, Val. Yep. So he's a great fellow, Ray, and been a good player for a long time.
Lucas was telling us about him on the coverage yesterday. Looking forward to seeing him in action. Lucas Protopappas did a whole 2.5 hours with me yesterday after winning. He was absolutely stoked.
I did hear Lucas commentating. How many biscuits did he eat, Val, while he was commentating? None. Wow.
No, he did not eat one thing. He was great. And it's been great to see a vast variety of different bowlers, whether it's para, opens, juniors, and now seniors as well.
Yeah, it's an incredible event, the Nationals. It's just so inclusive. There's an event for everyone, Val. We've got the juniors, seniors, bowlers with a disability, open levels. It's just fantastic. It's fantastic to see 4 full greens of bowls here at Club Tweed this morning. Just shows you how good our game is.
And each clash, so the men's and women's clashes, will take up one ring or one green. So ACT and South Australia, both men and women, are here on green 1.
Yeah, ACT, they're just missing high again on that tighter hand. To me, they're just overplaying the shot here, Val. I don't think they need that weight. It's really trying to get second. The head is not looking real good for them. Try and reduce the count. As we see Rave, he's got the legs, he's not far away.
Just needs to hold, just needed to sort of get around that front red one.
It's actually not bad for them now because as you can see that Cannon is lining up onto the red bowl onto the jack, which is obviously going to go in South Australia's favour. So,
and he's under here.
Oh, wow.
So William Penny, that's not going to register anything on the head. It goes into the ditch, and South Australia, they have the changeover, and they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, wasted 4 bowls there trying to play that shot. It's really left Garry Charker in a bit of a difficult situation here. It's probably 2 or 3, Val, but plenty of options here for the South Australian skip. If he's a little bit narrow, he can turn his own bowls up, or he happens to turn the red bowl onto the jack, he'd be line 4.
Just underneath. So where's Garry Charker going to go here?
Well, that bowl makes it a lot harder.
Because, it cuts off that hand, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's got to play more weight now. It really depends how many down they are, but as you can see, they got nothing past the head. So if he plays weight and the jack goes back into the ditch, he's probably 4 or 5 down. He's either got to... I think it was me, Val. I think now I'd back myself to draw the shot on the forehand. Try and get second. If you sneak past, it gives you an option for your last bowl, even if you don't reduce the damage. But he's going to elect to play this shot. And as I said before, if he's tight to the yellow, he could...
But he's not.
He's very close.
Garry Charker.
Just holding on him.
And you mentioned that bowl was going to get in the way.
He's made it better. It was a good shot. He got under that. He was in the zone.
Well, now he could possibly promote his own bowl that's at about 2 o'clock there. Promote that up and maybe get him for second or take the jack.
Exactly right. Back to their original shot they were playing with the second and third. But Daryl here probably needs to add a yard of weight on his first. He really would love to turn this bowl onto the jack.
He's close.
Just needs to hold now. Yeah, well played. That counts.
Doesn't create a target on that side, but that's not what Garry Charker's going to go for.
Yeah.
Can he correct? He doesn't need much more than his last.
No, he needs the outside half of the bowl just off the centre line, the blue bowl, and he's going to be very close. He's played good speed here. If he holds through the gap and sits the back bowl, no, he's played this well.
Garry Charker. Oh, he's gone too far through, has he?
Great shot. He's still 1 down, but he's minimised the damage. They were probably staring down the barrel of a 4 there, so well played, the ACT skip. And the key to that, Val, he just played good weight. He just gave himself a couple of chances, turn the bowl, find the gap. Well played, Garry, and his team need to fire up here. They're under the pump. They just need to try and support their skip and build some better heads to play to.
They sure do. So these are the scores. The rink boards are to the left of your screen. So the rink that we're on, highlighted in yellow, Garry Charker and Daryl Steinwedel.
So Robert just dropping short there. So Wade Turner now playing in the over 60s event. He played many of years for the ACT Open team. Wade did. Had the pleasure of playing with him a few times at sides level. Great lead. So a good opening shot there by Wade. So Robert looking to add a yard of weight on his first. That's pretty good. Sneaks past. As we know, the green's a little bit slower this morning, so it's important if you do drop that first one short to try and get past the head for your skips and your seconds and thirds coming after you. Yeah, great shooting, Wade. Well played.
So the leads have come through, and it's Wade Turner. He was short with his first two last time out, but this time much better. Problem is he still doesn't have one past the jack.
Yeah, he's played a good end here, but there's still a chance for the South Australian second in Ashley Keys just to confidently draw down the backhand, trail the jack. I just don't think he's going to run the journey.
Yeah, you got to trust your grass on this hand.
As you can see, Garry, he's got his foot down the bottom of the screen, basically telling him he's got to arrive. Yeah, he does turn back to Wade's bowl. He can turn it past the jack to make it sit better, but important shot here for Darren for his confidence. Yeah, he's done well, pretty good.
Fours, I feel like, is the ultimate game of chess. When you're playing, there's so many bowls on the rink, there's so many permutations to what bowl goes where, and if you wick off one, where they can go. Yeah,
you just got to have that game awareness, Val, and I suppose you've got to be a couple of bowls ahead of what's being played, trying to work out what your opposition are doing and where you could be vulnerable later in the head. And end of the day, you're only as good as the teammates coming before you in a game of fours, so if they're not giving you the heads to work to, it can become a very tough game. So I think it's important here. Darren draws a shot. Try and close down this end. Even if he draws a toucher, it's better than the South Australian combination doing it. He's played it well here. He wants Wade's bowl now. Well played. That's a lot better. Well played, Darren Walsh.
Needed that. And that bowl now sitting behind. So they've got a couple behind the jack now, which is perfect. 13 ends played so far. We've got that big master board there, and it's looking like it's 16-12 to South Australia.
Yeah, still good chance here for Ray. Just drawing down on the backhand. He gets the Wade's bowl, he gets the shot, draws a touch around the corner. He could be lying a couple. Looks to be out on a good track. Just going to fade under. Great effort, great speed for draw the shot. So Val, you were at Broadbeach Bowls Club yesterday, streaming the conclusion of the Para-Nationals. So a big shout out to Broadbeach.
Yeah, they were great
for their efforts over the last 4 or 5 days in helping host that event. Obviously, a big shout out to their greenkeepers as well. Obviously, the challenging conditions we had there with the rain and to be able to get the greens up and running each day, and obviously we're running great. So fantastic effort by Les and his crew there, Chris, and obviously Aaron Sheriff.
Yep. Alan as well.
And Al. I better not forget Al. But, yeah, all the attention back here at Club Tweed today. And
yeah, those Broadbeach greens get a week off up until Oz Champs. But, yeah, they were running beautifully yesterday. Both hands so consistent. It was, yeah, green 4 was absolutely humming.
So Ray, he's up this time, but he just a little bit wide. Okay, Will Penny. Needs probably 2 feet on his first bowl. I still think they need to draw the shot in there. It just looks too easy for the South Australian team at the moment. Draw the shot, another little toucher, really covers it up.
The ACT want to get themselves on the board. The other two rinks have really worked hard in getting themselves back into this contest. They're down by 4 now, though.
Will Penny's very close here.
Very. It's going to come back. We
Needs
know
it to
that.
turn now. Bit of the yellow helps. Oh, he doesn't need it, Val. What a shot.
Sensational from Will Penny.
And that's closed down the end, Val. It's made it very difficult for Daryl now.
And what's impressive, that's a resting toucher. That is leaning on the jack.
He still can play the same shot as what Ray was trying to play. If he gets back and splashes the jack out to the left-hand side of screen, Ray's bowl's waiting.
Yeah, it's a good result.
If he holds and gets to the blue, he gets second shot. He is 3 down at the moment. He's very close.
They are very interested in this.
He's got this. Oh, he's got the jack the wrong way.
Wow.
What a shot.
He couldn't have done any more with that. That was... He nailed his line, he nailed his weight, and I think they lie 2 down.
Yeah, it was a good shot.
But now, any sort of jack movement that he gets, if Garry can't do anything here, any sort of jack movement he can get towards that red bowl there, that's probably the one that's going to come into play now.
Yeah, he's given himself an easier shot for his next, so Garry Charker be looking to just try and draw the shot here. He's got Darren's bowl on the right of screen to work off. If he beats that, he's very close to counting. Just got to make sure he gets around this yellow bowl. Ooh, he somewhat blocked the shot. Yeah, I like this call. Call from Ray is playing more weight. I suppose that way, if he's playing more weight, he gets the jack. He does kill the jack. As you can see, ACT got a catcher down at the bottom of the screen. It's going to be very hard to dislodge both bowls without the jack moving.
Weight incoming.
Looks to be into the front.
Everything rockets through.
Wow.
So the ACT, barring a catastrophe here, they're going to be on the board, and I think the instructions were get onto the red one, just sit that, and that's 3. Garry Charker.
Yeah, he's on a good track.
It's going to come back. They don't mind it. How's his weight?
Just needs a turn now.
This is it.
What a shot. Garry Charker.
Didn't
Brilliant.
even need the red.
And he's 3 to the ACT.
That is a big momentum swing.
Massive. Massive when you take into account last end, they were staring down the barrel of 4 down, and Garry's played a bomb to get second shot. And then they've backed it up, the team. They've played a good end, and they're back in the game. They're 5 down, and could have been a lot worse.
And it's not always for the skips. It's not always about the people that, the bowls that make you big counts. It's the ones that you save, and the ones that you might not necessarily go on the scoreboard, but they're shots that you make.
Yeah, it's. I suppose over the years it's been one of those things. You don't have, as a skip, you don't have to play big bowls every single end. You probably got to play 5, 6, 7 really telling bowls that can sway the match in your favour. It's all about just directing your team around the paddock and just being that leader as well. If things aren't going well, try and encourage your teammates, get them up and about, and Garry's done that well this morning. They haven't started great, but he's a very good player to play with. Garry, he's a people person, and he's always up and about trying to cheer on his teammates, and that's one of his greatest attributes, and why he does perform the role of skip really well. So great opener there by Wade, and Robert just looks to be travelling a little bit, but it's not a bad home.
So South Australia on the master board, lead 20-15. Right here it's 8-3.
Yeah, and in the ladies' match, ACT versus South Australia. South Australia hold a slender lead 12-9 at the moment. So a close battle over there on the same green. Of course, the South Australian women's team were undefeated yesterday as well. So a couple of big matchups this morning.
Yeah, for sure. And South Australia, absolutely looking the goods at the moment. Queensland in the men's, the defending champions, have joined them as undefeated, and Victoria in the women's, the two-time defending champions, also undefeated. Victoria have won the last couple of overalls.
Yeah, so like Vic and Queensland have probably been the standouts in the competition over the last few years. So South Australia still have to play both of those teams, so it's important they try and win these matches and just build a good foundation moving into those big games later on. So Darren has drawn the shot. He's played a couple of good bowls the last couple of ends, so he's starting to find his groove.
These matches untimed, so of course they'll take their time as the matches go on, and then killed ends come into it. We replay them.
Ash Halls, he's played it well. Looks like it is the shot. Well played.
Deft touch. How much would it mean to these guys to be representing their state still at, over 60?
Yeah, it's massive for them. Like, yeah, you look across the greens. A lot of the players here have represented their state at open level, but a lot haven't. This is the first time they're representing their state at bowls, and yeah, they're over the moon. It really is a good environment here. Everyone's happy, everyone's friendly, and obviously they're trying their all to represent their not only their clubs and their families and friends, but their state with pride. So it's really is a great event, the Senior Sides Championships. And
it gives them an option to, if they picked up the sport after, say, 40 or whatever,
yep,
gives them an option to go and represent their state later on.
Yeah, 100%, and yeah, not all sports offer that. So that's why we're very unique, and there's plenty of pathway opportunities no matter what age you're sort of commencing the game. So Ashley looking to replicate his first delivery here. He's done pretty well.
Great line.
Good shooting. It's important when in a game of fours, if you lead, doesn't sort of get his bowls there the second. It's a big job for you to try and draw a couple and build that head for your teammates, and Ash has done a fantastic job there. So we'll walk him back to the mat. If you're looking to try and draw the shot on the forehand.
So Will Penny. It's a big bowl and a big end for the ACT. They won their first of the match on end 5. About a third of the way, or almost a quarter of the way through.
Needs to run. Oh, be disappointed with that. Perfect track. Just fell a couple of feet short and has sort of blocked the narrower line there to the jack and to the bowl. So be disappointed with that, Will. As we see, Garry Smith jumped out of the blocks again this morning, Val, for the South Australian team. He was in his rink were in fine form yesterday, having a big win against New South Wales and then a big win against the NT in the afternoon. So Dave Hill's rink, have to be mindful just to try and stick with him early and keep it close. So what's Ray Dienelt done here? Looks to be just sailing through. But it's a good home.
Just sailing through again there for Will Penny. So South Australia, any movement of that jack, you can see all those red stickers down there.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them to get that. Pretty sure they are holding one, so it's really, Ray will be looking to correct a yard of weight here and try and draw the shot. It's not easy for the ACT team to actually get in at the moment to that head, so Ray's just going through again. But as you said, Val, it's in a good home. They've got plenty of bowls waiting.
That Will Penny bowl is probably just in the line of sight there, isn't it? Like in terms of the angles that they might need.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I was saying before. Yeah. He was disappointed probably falling in that position because it's taken the narrow line to the bowls or to the jack out of the equation. It really is just a dead draw now. And when the green's a little bit slower in the mornings after the rain we've had, it's sometimes it's an easier shot just to try and just play that confident draw, arrive. If you sneak past, they cover the cover the trail, but you've got a couple of bowls to use there. But Gary's just got to try and dead draw this.
He's not far away.
He's not far away. He needs to hurry now.
No, this is...
Oh, Garry Charker.
That's brilliant.
Did he get there?
Has it gotten there?
Not sure.
Oh,
The team,
I don't think it has.
his team haven't given him much.
No, that hasn't gotten there. I still think on this angle it does look like he has, but if you sort of crouch down underneath the screens and the tarp, no.
Okay. Big chance here, actually. As you can see, Ray calling Daryl. He's asked him to arrive down on the backhand. If he can sort of, as we said earlier, half that jack down the line. They've got a fair few bowls waiting. But as we know, traditionally this is the tighter of the hands, playing east-west. He's just underplayed it.
So at the moment, 1 to South Australia is still now. Garry, I think it's more just same bowl, land on his own, just promote it up a little bit. But he doesn't want to promote it onto the jack, does he?
Depends if they're holding, mate. If they've got the shot, I think he needs to try and sneak past. Yep. If he adds 1 metre of weight on his first delivery, he covers the trail. But if they're down, he's got to try and draw the shot.
I'd still favour them being down. I reckon we're going to get the tape out if nothing else needs to, or if nothing else happens, or if the jack isn't affected. So let's see. Oh, it didn't look great out of the hand, did it?
No, he just pulled that across his body there, and I'd like to see Daryl give this shot a good chance. There's not much danger here for the SA team. If he plays weight through his red one, he could, the way the angles are, he could get back to Gary's and trail the jack down the line. Or if he stuns the red one and runs through, he gets the shot. It really just depends if they think they're holding. He's
tossed this out too wide.
He's just overcorrected there.
So let's see what the end result is. I might get the tape out just to see. Let's see if Garry Charker did draw the shot. No, he didn't. 1 to South Australia. 9-3 is the score on our rink. It was mightily close, but in the end, not enough.
Yeah.
South Australian coaches and officials just coming to have a quick chat ringside.
Yeah, as we're aware, mate, the managers, coaches play a big part in this sort of format. It's they're trying and keep the team spirits high if things aren't working well, or they're there to really support them, support what shots they're looking to play, and it's great for people to be able to be involved in this event. If you're not a player, you can manage, you can coach, and it's just a great sport to get involved with. So to see Robert here's great opening bowl, be pleased with that.
So now Wade Turner wants this to come back, and it's going to do so. Just doesn't have the right weight, and I think Wade just needs to start sending his bowls a little more. He's probably had a lot more short than not.
Yeah, he's just like he's not far away.
No.
He's probably 1.5 foot away, but
he's getting them closer than I ever would. So
Robert needs it to hold. He's played this well.
That's brilliant.
It's a good shot. He's unlucky.
Yeah. It's just he finally nailed one, and straight onto Robert Flavel's bolt. But
it's good, bud. Good for his team. They've still got options down that forehand now. Ash will just be trying to draw the shot.
And there is no respot, so you can't go cover the tee. You can't put anything around the back unless you feel as though a team is going to play weight.
Yep. Yeah, it just changes your tactics a little bit. Obviously, team can play weight, the jack can still go in the ditch, so you got to be mindful of that. But yeah, like in respot matches, you're always mindful of that tee, and that's why bowls past the jack in a respot format is gold in bowls. Oh, I don't think Darren sent this.
That's not. It's going to hold out there too.
Yeah. Just probably needs a yard away. It's a nice track there now he's given for his next one. He just fades under his bowl. He can trail the jack. It's one of these shots here for Ash. He's better off trying to do it first. His weight on his first bowl is perfect. Draws a little toucher. He takes the shot away from the ACT.
It's just not going to get there.
Yeah, but he's blocked it, Val. So next best, I guess. Now back to the backhand.
That's where it's so difficult being a skip in fours, because you've got to navigate through so many bowls, don't you?
Yeah. Yep.
So this one's going to cut under, and that South Australian bowl might get moved.
And just a reminder for everyone at home, we're also live scoring all the other matches through the Nationals website. So go to the Nationals.
The link up in the
perfect.
in the comments.
Well, that's great.
So everyone who is watching, you can stay in touch with your family members or whoever you know that is playing, or just the people that that you follow and that you love watching.
Yeah, so we'll try and do them every sort of 20 minutes or so. We've got events coordinator Paul Holschke out there doing some live scoring.
The man of the people.
No rest for him.
He put in a big effort yesterday with me in the second match of the day with Serena and Cheryl. We needed every bit of the 3 hours. Finished with 40 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, wow. Close game it was, and not easy here for Will to get in and draw the shot. Even just another bowl in the head, even if he frames the head a little bit, just gives them something else to work with. Of course, if you're in the area, if you're local to the Tweed or just over the border in Queensland, please come on down to Club Tweed.
Yeah.
We've got 4 greens of action. The who's who of over 60s bowls in Australia. Former people who've played for Australia, played for their state on open levels. So come on down and enjoy Club Tweed's facilities. One of the best clubs in the world. So
well, you can watch some bowls, you can have some great food, you can catch up with people while you watch, and of course Sandy Wallace is playing on this green as well, so you can come and say hi to Sandy.
Yeah, former Bowls Australia ITO mentor and assessor for over a decade, Val. Sandy did a fantastic job travelling around to all our events, and someone I worked very closely with for a number of years. So he'd love to draw the shot here. Get a couple of turns on the shot bowl.
He's not happy at all.
No, he's just overplayed it. That's the key.
Because you just know that it's going to hold out here, and if you don't get your weight right...
Yeah, on tight hands like that, the key is your weight control. You really need to try and find it, and it will get back with really good weight. Daryl would love to draw the shot here without widening the target. He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to give the ACT anything to work with.
So South Australia on the master board, 21-15. Looking for a third successive win here in the men's tournament at the Senior Sides Championship. This one's going to hold. That's not coming back at all. Probably got a bit further than I thought it would.
Yeah. His weight was good. It's just his line. As you see, his weight was good and it did come back. He was always on that higher track.
Garry Charker, he's got enough weight here to obstruct something. What's he got? It's just going to fade.
very tough to get in here now. Gary's always sort of used a tighter bowl as well, so it's going to be hard to get enough turn around the pack to get to the shot bowl.
Daryl Steinwedel. This is looking okay. Is he too quick?
On the quicker side, he's got to be careful. Okay, Val, I'd love to see Garry. Come have a look at this. I'd love to see him go for the edge of the red bowl here. I think that's better for his tight bowls. He's going to struggle to get back. Go quick. Get off the red, back to the edge. But he's electing to just arrive. He's a lot higher than his first.
He's not happy with it. Is it going to fade?
Nah, he's drifting on him.
It's going to hold. So another one, I believe, to South Australia. Looked like just the one.
Yeah, it was one, Val.
So 10-3 on our rink here. Daryl Steinwedel and co. doing the job at the moment. They've only lost the one end, and that was a big 3. So great to have your company wherever you are watching around the world here, Ringside Live. Please let us know where you are watching from, because we may just give you a shout out. Had someone watching from Finland yesterday, Howie.
Yeah, wow. Incredible. Yeah, Robert's starting to hit his straps here. Another good opening bowl.
Yeah, that's on the tighter hand too. That's a brilliant starter. His son Chris had a pretty decent campaign at the Paranationals, just going down yesterday to Damien Delgado in the men's B7-8 singles final, but a great tournament nonetheless.
Yeah, good player Chris, as we see Wade there, a good opening bowl. But yeah, no, he's been up and around all the business end of the para events for a long time now, and obviously an Australian representative, Com Games medalist.
And it went right down to the wire too, the overall. It came down to Damien Delgado's win that got Queensland the overall title by 1 point.
Yeah, wow. Okay, I didn't know that. No, fantastic.
Didn't read my rap?
No, sorry, mate.
Oh,
I must have missed that one.
Put so much effort into those. But yeah, no, it was just 1 point in the end, 62-61, and Victoria just missing out on the overall. Serena Bonnell winning the overall best player, Queensland defending their title, and it was Kinderlyn Hayes that took out the Clover Lester Encouragement Award.
Ah, fantastic. What state was she from?
Tasmania.
Oh, he, sorry.
Tasmania. And we saw last year Annette Ruffle. She won the Encouragement Award. The year before that, Jodie Nikolic. And you look at what those two have done in that time, and that just shows that they've got the pedigree and they can go on and push for a career in this sport. Jodie Nikolic becoming a star. She's an emerging para jackaroo and got to the semis yesterday in the B7-8 singles.
Yeah, no, it's just great to see all the para bowlers coming through the ranks. It's incredible. Like our Australian Open each year now is getting record numbers of participants in the para categories. It's really great. It's really great. There's a pathway there now, Val. They can go on to represent Australia at Com Games or a World Bowls Championships. They can play in the nationals as well. So it's really exciting for the sport. Not far away here, Ash.
Not at all. Ashley Hall.
Well played. Might have just got there.
It's close.
The beauty about that bowl, he's in the hit-up zone, as you call it. So ACT actually have to play nearly the perfect bowl to miss his bowl and draw the shot. As we see, I think Darren might run into him. Oh, he got the right edge.
Yep.
He's probably made 2 or 3 out of that. It's a good result.
So 28-15, South Australia pulling away a little bit now.
Yeah, it's Peter Gallagher has come back against Andrew Ashland. He was down 9-0, I think it was, Val, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So he's clawed his way back, and that's important. The other 2 rinks are up, playing well. You just got to try and do your bit, and every end counts when the other 2 rinks are playing well. So
Just adds to the drama as well, because one rink can be all over the other one.
Yep.
But if the other two are close, and it just doesn't matter. You just got to keep winning shots. It's just about the overall scheme of things.
Yeah, that's right.
It's wonderful to watch, because while the rink you might be on, you might be getting flogged or you might be losing by a couple. You just got to focus on chipping away.
Yeah, and it's mental as well. So you look at it and you go, you'd be looking at your own board and getting flogged and down in the dumps about how you're going. But what I used to sort of do to my team, if we were down a little bit but it's close overall, I'd say, okay, stop looking at our board now.
Yeah.
Just look at the master board. We don't even need to watch our board. Let's watch the master board.
Yep.
Just try and change that. The mental side of things.
Because if you start watching the master board and you're in front, say, but you're getting smashed, you can go, well, hang on.
Yep.
We're just playing this like we're ahead.
Exactly right.
Keep extending the lead. Play positive.
Exactly right.
Gives you that second lease on life.
Will just drifting through. Great effort. So Ray, he had perfect weight with his first delivery. Just needs to correct that line slightly and he'll draw the shot.
He's not far away here, Ray.
Has he got the legs?
His line was perfect.
Yeah, he's just going to run out of energy there.
His line was very good.
So Will, if I was Will, I wouldn't change the weight too much here. He draws a little toucher back to those blue bowls. It's going to make it very difficult. I like his track.
He's got the weight, that's for sure. Is he going to drift under?
He just needs a hold now. Well played. That'll count.
Could be V1.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. It could be 2, could be 3. It's probably the first time Daryl's been under pressure in this game. So
now let's see what he can do and what he can conjure up.
And that's what it's all about, putting the pressure back on your opposing skip and make them have to play the big ones.
And of course, even if matches are, if you can't come back and if it's mathematically impossible for a rink to win, you still play them all out, because overall it's the master board. And it all comes into account. It's all shots up across the board matter.
Yeah, it's exactly right. So and rinks as well. So it goes on your match points, or your matches won, and then if that's all square, it goes down to your rinks. So it's important, even if you might lose a game, is to try and just win those close matches and those rinks, so you can it might come back to help you later in the tournament.
Last year at the side series, we were so lucky that at the end of the tournament we had Queensland and New South Wales both at 6 wins, 0 losses going into the last round. And it was New
Garry's
South
got to
Wales.
be careful. He does not want to hit that bowl in. Oh, yeah, it doesn't always work like that, does it, Val? I remember, I think it was back in 2019, based on the draw, New South Wales, Queensland played each other first game of the tournament.
Yeah.
And I believe New South Wales won that and went on to win the rest of the game. So it's...
And then last year in the women's as well, it was Victoria who broke a 19-year drought, not having won the Marge Morris Trophy, and those scenes of Kylie Whitehead crying in Perth. I can't remember what club it was at.
Sorrento. Yeah. Yeah, well, going to that game, it was Queensland leading, but all 3 teams could win the competition. If New South Wales won and Vics lost, New South Wales were the winners, or Queensland won, they win. And in the end, Victoria claimed the prize for the first time in a long time. So it was great to see.
So 1 taken out. Now we're going to measure for the rest. So the ACT will get on the board for the second time.
Yeah, I think the one that left the screen looks like it counts. It's really... It's just those tricky angles. Hard to tell how far back those blue ones are. What's going on here?
Well, he was going to take that bowl out, but the problem was it would obstruct.
No, obviously they don't think it's in. I think the go is he needs to needs to decide between the yellow and red what's closest, and then go around. So the yellow is the Closest by look at that. So I'm not sure.
I think that blue one is in.
Yeah, it does look in. That's in too. So it looks like 3.
3. I believe that was a 3 in the end. So yes, so when they've scored in triples, and it's absolutely bizarre the fact that they've only won 2 of these 8 ends. They're only 4 behind.
So we just got a comment from Nigel Pedley about the live scores of the results. So there is a link in the chat which will take you to the Nationals website where we've got the live scoring of this match. So yeah, they'll be all live scored through a Google spreadsheet. So please jump on there and have a look. We've got Paul, our events coordinator, going around now looking at all the results and updating that.
Man of the people.
So it must be someone commenting on behalf of Nigel because he's out there playing. I thought I'd recognise that name. So if you're looking for a quick update, currently the Tassie men are 19 against Victoria, who are 24.
Just make sure he doesn't have his phone on him.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, great start, Wade Turner.
And that's exactly what they're after getting a 3. And that's what I said, like, they've only won 2 ends, but have a look at the scores that they've registered when they've won them. So it's when you can score, really cashing in and, you know, making it more than a 1. That's a good reply there, though, from Robert Flavel.
Just trying to play back-to-back good ends, like multiple good ends in a row as a rink, and well, there's no point when you're behind, you get a 3 and then you play another bad end and they extend the lead on you. So it's really important to back up that end, as Wade has done here. So Robert, be looking just to match his first bowl here. Any correction on his line, he'll likely trail the jack or sit the shot bowl.
Certainly get the resemblance between Robert
and
Chris.
I was about to say they
the mannerisms
from afar. The delivery is very similar too, and
I'm sure Chris just hasn't dyed his hair so he could play more bowls. Great to see. It's such a family sport.
Oh, Darren looks to be on that high line.
And he's done that a few times, sort of been on that high line and given his leg a slap, and that's all right. He can just try and correct that.
Yeah, it was an important shot, this one, for Darren, because if South Australia trail the jack here, it's going to be very difficult to get to. It's important in his mind. He's not afraid of it. He tries to get in first before the SA team. But Ash has been playing well. He may not give him a chance. He's very close.
It's a great delivery.
Just needs it to get down a little bit. Oh, unlucky. Very unlucky.
Wow.
Played perfect weight for the shot. Yeah, it's a better delivery. Still just overplayed it slightly. It's going to get to a good home.
At least that's workable.
That's a good shot. Yeah, that's exactly where he needed to get to. If he wasn't drawing on another counter, he's just sneaking past, trying to cover that trail. Ash has played another good shot. Yeah, great shooting. It's great seconding there. He's really set the end up for his team.
Bowl got a little wobble there, and there's the live scoring. You can head to that link. That's the one. bowls.com.au. Head to the events tab, Nationals and live scoring. It's also in the comments here for you as well.
Yep, for the duration of this competition, the Australian sides and the Australian Championships will be updating that page with live scores. So if you can't get down to the venue or your team aren't on the live stream, yeah, please follow that link and keep up to date with all the results.
So many wonderful players across all 6 competitions at the Nationals. And what has Will Penny got? Just not wiggling up enough.
He has made it harder for the SA team to get in there. If anything, they've got to use a slightly more weight than what they needed now, just to try and, if he swaps to the back end, get under that blue bowl. I think the back end is best here, Val, because he doesn't want to go on the forehand and hit wheels in for another. Looking to try and play yard of weight down there, sit the bowl, trail the jack. I'm not sure it'll hold. Oh, wow. It's worked out all right for him.
A little bit fortunate.
ACT, going to come have a look at it. They need another bowl in the head here. They're very vulnerable.
Well, yeah, if you look at all the bowl, it's all pretty much South Australia. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all surrounding that blue shot bowl.
Yeah, it's a bit of a dilemma. Like, obviously they need another bowl in there, but they also need to try and cover the trail. It's very hard to cover both options.
Where would you be going? Saying on the tighter side and maybe just sort of nestling it in behind?
Yeah, I think based on the way the hands are playing, it's going to be very hard to draw weight to get under the blue on the backhand. I think he's just got to try and work off Roberts' bowl, sort of a couple of bowls in front of Jack High there on the left to screen, and draw the shot. If he gets back in between the blue and the red, he probably gets second shot and covers the trail, which would be the perfect bowl.
South Australia have just picked up 4 shots to 1 in the recent updates, so they've extended the lead from 7 to 10 on the master board, 32 to 22.
So the key to this is he's just got to play good weight. If he plays good weight, he's not going to do any damage. Turns that behind the jack.
It's not bad.
It's okay. It's probably the worst spot he could have put it in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's taken away obviously the sit of the bowl for 4 or 5, but now Ray's got probably a little bit more of a target to trail that jack. If he gets to wheels last one, he trails the jack off it. Still got to get it, and he's still got to play it with that right weight where if he gets the jack, it's going to hang around. Okay, he's going forehand. This is very interesting. It looks like he's lining up with weight. Oh, it surprises me here. Oh, that really surprised me. He was playing that weight when he could have just arrived and trailed the jack, set the bowls, but it's worked, Val. It's worked.
It has, and it's cleared them away, so now they're up probably 4.
It's definitely 1.
Could be 2.
I think Will Penny's at the
front.
Top of screen there might be second, or Wade Turner's. It's really hard to see. That gives us a bit better of an indication. Yeah, I definitely think ACT are only 1 down.
So now it opens things up at least. So the skips, it's almost a 2-bowl shootout or a 4-bowl shootout for the shot here.
Yep. Yeah, Garry be just looking to try and draw the shot with his first bowl. If not, he gets a close second. As you can see, he's just with those tighter bowls, they're just not coming back.
Garry has represented the ACT at many open events. We've seen him at the Champion of Champions and Australian Championships on many occasions before.
Yeah, he's been a good player for a long time and still winning events.
It's on the wider hand here. Daryl Steinwedel. Just under.
I think he's got to go for the bowl. Because even if he plays a good draw shot and slices the jack down the line, he could be 2 down. I'd go rip the bowl out, kill the end. Garry Charker gets off Will Penny's bowl.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So is it the option now to maybe trail that jack a little bit just to maybe make a 3, or are you just going for the dead draw?
Well, I think if he wants to try and create more shots, what Ray's calling here is the best, is sitting the bowl out, because you're playing away from the jack, so it's less dangerous.
And you still keep shot.
Yeah. Obviously, it could still go wrong, but I think that's probably his best shot. Yep, he's playing for it.
Is it going to hold for him?
I don't think so. Great speed. Just going under.
One in the end to South Australia, so they are scoring in singles. They haven't scored a multiple since end number 2 of this match. We've played 9. Probably the tail of the tape. They've won 7 of the 9 ends. They lead at 11-6. South Australia up by 11 on the masterboard here in the over 60s Senior Sides Championships as they look to put themselves at 3-0. The South Australian women as well. They are 100% looking for that record. And they are enjoying a really good competition themselves. So the South Australian lead of Robert Flavel with those navy and hot pink bowls. Getting one pretty much jack high, and then Wade Turner getting one past. It's not a bad home at all. Robert Flavel doing nicely. Going around, and Wade Turner getting one behind, another 2 behind, so good homes for him.
Okay, Roberts started the South Australian team off again well this end. So Peter Gagler has now hit the front against Andrew Ashland.
Wow, what a comeback. That was 10-1 or
9-0 or something like that, yeah. Great shot, Darren Walsh. Drawn the shot there for the ACT team. Okay, so ACT still holding here. But plenty of options for Ray Dienelt. Confident draw down the forehand. Turns the shot bowl a couple of times. Little touch of the jack. There's the shot you like as a third. Plenty of options to work with.
I can do this brand if you want.
So Will Penny walking back to the mat. Needs get another bowl in here. Probably looks safest on the backhand, but he's going to elect to play the forehand here. Draw the shot. Work off that red bowl. Looks to be just under. His weight was good for the shot. Okay, it's important for Ray just to reach with this shot. Even if he sneaks past, he gives his skip an option. And he's just going to go around the back. So Will, weight was good with his last bowl. Just needs to correct that line slightly. 2 turns on the blue would give ACT another shot here, or he turns the red out a couple of times. Very close. Well played. Great shot. Yeah, it looks like 2. Still a good shot here for Daryl on the forehand. He's probably playing something very similar to what Will just played. Arrive, draw the toucher, sit either bowl, he will lie shot. Will it turn? What a shot. It's just not quite enough. To see Garry indicating he's going to look down on this backhand. Still got the option of turning the blue bowl up. If he works off Robert's wing bowl, which is a bowl short of jack high, he would count. Will it hold? Yeah, just didn't have the legs. Daryl does have to play a little bit more weight now, where his bowl's lying. He needs to try and just enough to turn it up onto the black for shot. As we said, he could still trail the jack. Just not sure he's going to run the journey. So Garry just under the head there. So, looks like it was 2. Missed that indication. It was 1 to the ACT. So South Australia still lead 11-7, but the ACT boys are starting to close the gap now.
Yeah, I feel like they've hit their straps. The masterboard, however, saying that South Australia up by 11. It's been like that for about the last 15 minutes as we near the halfway point of this tie.
Yeah, there's not much in it now, Val. Although it's 11, I think ACT, if they look across the rings, they'd still be pretty confident. This ring's only down by 4. The next ring's only down by 4. The other one's down by 2. So there's not much in each one of these matches. So they'd be still confident they could claw their way back and hit the lead here against SA. Another handy opener by Wade Turner.
Tom, who's been watching all week, my notifications didn't work. I'm so late. And Tom's he's from Ireland, and so he stays up till all hours of the morning watching. Great to have your company again, Tom.
Beauty is we're only halfway. Still half a match to go.
Yep. Not even.
So Wade's played another good shot here, as did Robert with his opening bowl. Yeah, just didn't quite run the journey. I thought he was better than that. So Robert looking to try and replicate his same sort of delivery. Just got to play good speed, find a clear path. He's going to be unlucky here. That's okay. It's not all bad. He's played good Wade, set the head up. Darren just sort of keeps falling into that trap on this hand.
Yeah, like you want to trust your grasp, but yeah, being out on that wider line.
Yeah,
help.
It's only a short end as well, so you virtually don't want to get outside that blue line. It won't be coming back. See Ash here, he's just overplayed the weight. His track was pretty good. That's a great home.
And you know what I like about the sides and senior sides is that there's no real end or like score number that you need to sort of hit to ensure you win. Like obviously if you're hitting like a 90 or something like that, it's going to be pretty good. But matches can be either as high scoring or as low scoring as they need to be.
That's right. Anything can happen. Like it's just there's one of those competitions. As we all know, we play this format across the year in every single state, pennant type format. So as we're well aware, the game's never over. Anything can happen.
Got Lynn Cannell watching from Norwich in England. Great to have your company.
Ash Halls wants to sit the bowl. It's a good effort. Another one in the head. ACT have to be first here to trail this jack. Turn the shot bowl past the jack on the forehand or draw it themselves. Take the danger away.
So how's this looking from Will Penny?
Well, he's got a fair bit of weight on it, so he needs to go with it, and he hasn't. Just overplayed it, Val. It's probably 2 or 3 down now.
He did not want to halve that jack, did he?
Yeah, it was just probably a couple of feet too quick. Like if he had to got to the blue bowl with that weight, it would have been perfectly fine, but yeah, he's just a little bit unlucky there. But it's all about regrouping and focusing on that next bowl, trying to make it a little bit easier for your skipper or get that shot back. So see the call, he's just got to arrive there. If he turns Wade Turner's bowl off the line, it gives him a look at the jack. If he sits the red bowl, Val, he probably runs through for second.
With Wade.
He's going bigger. Anything could happen here. Oh, he's made it worse.
Oh, no.
That's going to look very ugly for them from the mat for Garry Charker.
And glorious for Daryl Steinwedel.
Yeah, this is the key now is for Rays. If he's drawing, just to not fatten that target. He doesn't want to give him any edges to work off. And that's fine. It's fine out there.
So 3 down.
If I was SA, I'd nearly consider playing the other hand, drawing the shot. Will Penny's looks like it's just past the jack.
Well, yeah, and we know that's going to turn out there. There's so much room to get around.
But also, if you're drawing a shot, you're not leaving any targets for Garry to work off. So, let's see what he plays. I think if he's playing this hand, it's all he's got to draw, and that's it. Draw the shot. Get seconds a bonus. Oh. As we know, Garry does use the tight bowls.
They're holding. It's just going to keep moving. So let's see what Daryl Steinwedel goes for. So we're almost at the halfway. Well, we've rounded the halfway point.
The key here, he does not want to put a bowl between the yellow and the shot bowl because it's just going to give Garry something else to work with. He's turned his back on it, but if it was me, Val, I'm pretty happy with that. It's given Garry nothing to work with.
What's the same option for Garry Charker now? Let's see what he does.
I think he needs to draw the shot. He sort of was just playing that in-between shot with his first attacking and giving it a chance.
Well, they're tight bowls and it's not coming back. He doesn't want to...
He's got very good speed, but will it turn now? Just needs it to fall in.
It's a good effort. Might have cut it down to 1.
2's the call. Okay.
Now just flop in off that bowl.
Yeah, Daryl's weight with his first is good. Just needs to correct that line. No danger for him here.
They like it. But
he's played it well.
It's coming back beautifully. Doesn't have the legs though.
Just see the difference in Daryl's bowl there compared to Garry's. Garry's didn't really get back at all, and Daryl's would have probably got right back to the jack if he had an extra 2 feet. So it is 2 to SA. They extend their lead.
13-7, and that goes on the master board as well. So it goes from 9 to 11. Great to have everyone's company wherever you're watching from. That's Nigel Pedley. This is his wife Cheryl watching from our home account.
No, I thought that was the case, but no, good to know Nigel isn't out there on his phone watching the live scores while he's playing.
Well, thank you for watching, Cheryl. I'm sure Nigel appreciates it.
Another great start, Robert. He really is playing well. Laying the foundation for his team.
Wade Turner.
It's not bad. He gave it a chance.
He's getting his lead bowls past now, which I think was the first battle. Now he's just got to work on just getting them a little closer, but at least he's giving Garry Charker something to work with.
Outstanding leading, Robert. Really well played.
Up next, Tasmania versus the Northern Territory in the women's. So we're doing, it's Denise Middup, Karen Lane, Deborah Lee, and Kim Saunders. Deborah Lee, the mother of Jess McMullen.
That's correct.
An Australian champion up against Northern Territory's Shirley Campbell, Linda Hughes, Marion McLaughlin, and of course Bronwyn Hagger. She's a former Champion of Champions representative for the Northern Territory. Yeah, and BPL Cup as well.
Should be a good match, Val. Plenty of action left here, but lead's starting to get out here a little bit on the ACT, so it's very important across the board. They want to try and win a couple of multiple ends in a row. Just a remaining striking distance of the SA.
Well, the master board's gone up to 14 now. 25 to 39. But Peter Gagler, he's in front by 2. Gary Smith and David Hill, that rink, that's 6 the difference like this. So it's getting a little concerning. I feel like every time it gets concerning for the ACT, they rally.
Yeah, good shooting, Ash. Played perfect weight twice. It's looking a bit vulnerable here for the ACT. Darren needs a big bowl here. He's out on that high line again.
So, South Australia again in control. They've got most of their bowls around the head, but
Yeah.
ACT, just that one delivery, holding sway. But South Australia engulfing it. This one is going to come back.
Wouldn't be too concerned yet, Val. Like,
No.
there's still a pretty good shot on there for the ACT. But it really needs to be done by Will. He needs to draw the shot here. Trail the jack down the line. Just try and give his skip something to play to.
So today, tomorrow and Tuesday, all senior sides action. Got plenty of it to bring you. And a day of rest. And Australian sides championships. This one is going to come back here.
Needs to run. Does not want to drop short. Not happy. It's sort of cut down the angles a little bit there, Val. So, yeah, you don't have that tight shot to play to now. Rest off the bowls. The jack is still available.
What's Ray done?
I think he's going to crash. But has made it a lot harder. Oh, he's already on the mat, ready to go. I would have been inclined to go straight through that, Val. Straight through his own bowl. Kill the jack off. Get through Ray's. Yeah, and he's played a bit of a nothing bowl.
Yeah, and you could hear the frustration from where we're sitting, and we're probably a good 20 metres away maybe. He wasn't happy at all.
It's just they haven't... Yeah, I suppose you got to know, you got to get a feel for the game as well, though they haven't really been handling this tight hand coming back in this direction. So after he failed with that first one, I would have, and the way it was sort of looking, if I was skipping, I would have caught him straight through it, move the yellow, move his own, get it through the jack, just try and open it up, make it a little bit easier. So now Garry's going to have a very hard shot to play. Pretty close here. Just needs to have the legs now. Yeah, it counts.
This is 1, 2. This is a 5 at the moment. What's Garry Charker thinking? This is incredibly difficult.
Yeah, it's not it's not going to look great from the mat. He's really got two options. He tries to draw third shot on the forehand, or I think if he wants to play weight, he needs to go now, straight through it on the backhand. There is a gap there for the jack. Get the run.
Slim gap.
Yeah, get the run through. Problem is he could play a really good shot here and get nothing. But he's played on that tight line, looking for Will's bowl. Needs to find the gap now to the Reds.
He did, and then went through. But
not sure.
It's not shot, but
yeah,
has he cut it out? Has he cut anything out? I think he might have cut it down to possibly 3.
Yeah, I think it's still at least 3 to the SA combination here.
Which are 3 in terms of masterboard. The masterboard scheme of things. It's massive.
Yeah, he played a good shot, just was a little bit unlucky with the end result. Has he got the legs?
Does. Oh.
Not sure that one counts.
It's close. Very close. Maybe inconsequential. Let's see what Garry Charker can do.
He's higher. Higher than his first.
Is he too high?
He's not too high. He's played really good weight
Yeah,
here.
this is perfect.
Just got to get a nice contact. Oh, he's got second shot.
That is a save and a half.
Oh, that's big. Can almost say that was nearly game over there if he didn't produce something special. He's got reduced the count back to 1. They're the ones you hate as a skipper, Val. It would not have looked pretty at all for Garry. Knowing he's playing that shot, it's probably impossible for him to actually get the shot. He's just all about trying to reduce the count. He's done well.
Well, it's 7 now. The masterboard difference is 15 for South Australia. They are looking in control to go 3-0 to start proceedings here at the Senior Side Series. Leading on all 3 rinks. This one, the biggest margin at the moment, at 7. Played 12 of the 21 ends, 9 to go.
Yeah, I think ACT got to try and win this end and change the length. I reckon nearly every end we've played a similar length jack. So maybe right back, ditch to ditch, perhaps try something different.
Well, they haven't won 2 ends in a row yet. So and I think that just says that when they've had the length, they haven't changed it up enough, or South Australia have just been too good.
Yeah, South Australia have they've been very solid. They haven't played a bad end yet as a 4. If one person's failed, the other one's contributed. So, hence why they're currently leading by 7 shots. So Wade just needing this to turn now. It's coming in nicely.
Turning around nicely there for Ashley.
He's played well, Ash.
Yep.
He's been thereabouts nearly every single end so far.
Yep, those red bowls have been the thorn in the side of the ACT, that's for sure.
Just looking at some of these scores at the moment, Val, got a tight contest in the men's WA versus Queensland. Queensland, of course, undefeated. Had a 2-shot victory, last end victory against the Victoria yesterday. They're currently only leading by 4 against WA.
Wow.
So very tight indeed. New South Wales currently holding a good margin in both the men's and women's against the NT. Victoria versus Tassie in the men is still pretty close. Victoria hold a 7-shot advantage at the moment. In the women, the Victorian women have jumped out of the blocks this morning, currently leading 41-8.
Wow. Oh, Madge Strotchnetter, the team manager of Tasmania, she's not going to be too pleased.
No, she wouldn't. But yeah, they had a pretty good day yesterday too, the Tasmanian women. They were very close with Queensland, only losing the last couple of ends to go down, and then had a good win in the afternoon. Darren Walsh, what do you got here? Little touch of the jack. Is quite fortunate he didn't get all the jack. He would have trailed it straight back to the South Australian bowls. So once again, Ray walking back to the mat with plenty of options here. Draw the shot. And in touch on the jack is to the South Australians' favour. So in the women's game next door, South Australia currently leading 36-21 over the ACT. So they're starting to break away a bit there.
Doing really nicely, the South Australians. They'd be absolutely loving life at the moment. Possibly bring the trophy back home. They...
Just looking at the weather outside, Val, it's starting to...
a bit cloudy.
Yeah, cool off a little bit and the clouds are around. Let's have a look at the radar. Let's hope there's no rain coming today. So whatever it'll be, it can't be worse than the first day. So
No, I don't think anything can be worse than that. So this one here from Ray.
Oh, wow. He's got the touch and the jack down the line.
And right towards their own bowl.
As they say, luck happens when you arrive, and that he did. So, Will Penny, I think he's got to take a punt. Get down there with weight, trail the jack into the ditch. Need to try and turn this game around here, play confidently.
So South Australia, since this event has been run, have not won any of them. Only 3 states, in fact, Andrew Howie.
Yeah, is that
Queensland,
right?
Victoria and New South Wales.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Well, they are obviously the big states when it comes to to bowls and state representatives. So yeah, it's a bit like that in the Alley Shield as well. The open sides over the years, it's been dominated by Queensland, New South Wales.
Yeah, those 2 states are just insanely good. And they run insanely deep. New South Wales in the Alley Shield, if you look at the players that they've included there, they've got Nick Cahill and Cody Packer joining them.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. They were undefeated last year in the Alley Shield, winning the event, lost 1 rink, and they've brought in 2 more players, which has only strengthened their team. So good luck, I would say, trying to knock them off this event, but... as they say, they've got a bit of a target on their back. They're the clear favourites for the Alley Shield. And
when you've got someone like an Aaron Sheriff for Queensland, though, that's
100%.
Yeah, that's a weapon.
And the beauty about 3-rink format, it could be one rink, it could be one skip, one team that are on fire and sway the game in your favour.
And say you win by 30 shots on a rink. Now, that's going to immediately bring your masterboard back into your favour, or close anyway.
Yeah. It doesn't happen a great deal at this level, but it can happen. So once again, poor Garry, he's 4 down, but at least he's got a track to the jack this time. He can play a good shot and at worst reduce the count. He's looking to just arrive down on the yellow bowl, trail the jack. If he fades under the jack, he can get to the second shot.
How wide's he gone?
Too wide, I would say. Just a bit of a shot there. He probably just down on a little bit of confidence. He's most of the game been down when he's going to the head.
And a big 4 from Andrew Ashland's rink has put them back in front, 14 or 16-14, and it's narrowed the gap on the masterboard to 10.
Yeah, and this is where it's this game awareness. Your team, like, you can't do much about it now, but your team's just got a 4. You don't want to be dropping a 4 straight back here.
And I think that's what they lie. Maybe
it's definitely...
it could be 5.
Sorry, it's 5, yeah. Yep, sorry, that is SA's bowl as well, so...
It's concerning. This is huge from Garry Charker.
Yeah, he needs to play that attacking line. He has. He's closer. He's real close here.
Not far away at all. Garry Charker, what have you got?
Needs to stop. What a shot. Well played.
Oh, that is massive.
Perfect. That was perfect. If he's not getting the shot, he is getting second. And once again, he saved the day.
He saved in the last 2 ends. He saved 9 shots.
Yeah, plus the one earlier in the match as well. So,
so 15 to 7. Considering that the other rink just netted a 4 back, so it's still a gain of 3.
Yeah. So that's a great shot. He's if that's me playing in his rink, you'd be thinking, geez, we've got to help this bloke out. He's just played 2 rippers to keep him in touch. They're still only 8 behind. They could have easily been, could have easily been 16,
15, yeah.
17 shots behind the amount of shots he's saved. It's, come on, boys, fire up. Help me out here.
And if you look at how they've actually scored here, they've only scored 3 multiples, South Australia.
Yep.
And that's largely due to Garry Charker.
Yeah, exactly right. Yep.
Very impressive.
I think, yeah, he's at least saved.
There's 3 ends where he's saved at least 3 shots. Yeah, so 3, 4 and 4.
He's at least saved 10 shots, I reckon, on his own at the moment.
Incredible. So if you're looking at that, add another 10 and it's 25-7. That's game over. Masterboard back up to 12 as...
Yeah, Roberts done well again. He's just crashed on his own, but his weight was good. He's really found his length here. So Wade's just looking to correct on his first. Wants to beat it. A little bit of the jack now helps.
Wade Turner.
Just going to go past.
But 2 bowls behind.
Yep. No, they're good home. He wouldn't be too disappointed with those.
This is going to come underneath from Ashley Hall. It's probably one of the worst ones he's bowled today.
I was about to say that. Yeah, he's been very solid in the second position, and yeah, he's not too far away.
No,
he's probably only a metre short, but
yeah, if that's the worst that you're bowling, that's a pretty good day out, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, Darren not happy with that. Just looks to be down on confidence a little bit here.
It can get tricky in 4s because you have to chop and change the hand that you're bowling on as well, so you're not getting some consistency bowling forehand round the clock, backhand round the clock. It's all different. You've got to deal with that in 4s.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously leads can traditionally stick to the hand they favour and try and pepper the jack. But yeah, when you're second, third, skip, you're constantly changing. When you're third and skip, you're changing a different style of shots you're playing as well, different weight. So it is tricky. Yeah, you got to be able to play all the shots.
That's why
he's a lot closer.
Darren Walsh. Oh, another one just skidding past. But again, a nice little catchment at the back there. And Ashley Hall, that red bowl again, just proving to be a little thorn back there. At least he's got one back there. That's what Daryl Steinwedel will like. But
yeah, it's currently close for shot. It might be just Roberts at the front of screen there, currently holding one. But I'd say we haven't seen the shot yet. Plenty of room here. I'd expect Ray to draw the shot. He's out on a good track.
still probably, it could even be 2. Looking at it from this angle. It's a Robert Flavel. A big end here for South Australia can go a long way across any of the 3 rinks, really, to setting this up. It's back to 10. But then again, if the ACT can pull out a big score somewhere, because Andrew Ashland is flying at the moment, up by 4.
Yeah, it's not much in it. 10 shots is nothing in 3 rings.
Will Penny.
It's got to be the shot.
Surely.
Well played.
Great effort.
Yeah, so just a question from Josh on the other rink action. Yeah, so unfortunately we can't. Top of screen right now on the left, you can see the Gary Smith versus David Hill head. But yeah, unfortunately we can only stream 1 match at a time. Ray Dienelt, just what the doctor ordered. Well played. However, big chance here. ACT, Will Penny. Same shot as his first, same weight. Trail that jack.
Could be 4 up.
These are the shots that change the games, Val.
Will Penny. He's not far away.
Runs the gap now is good. Yep, that's all right. That's all right.
So the skips make their way down. What is the first thing that Garry Charker is doing? Is he...
So, obviously first Daryl's got to play,
Yeah.
but it's a very tricky end for Daryl. It's nearly impossible to get to where the jack's going to go, so he's just got to try and draw the shot. If he does manage to roll Ray's bowl over once, it would somewhat cover the trail. So he's just basically just got to draw the shot. Probably looks a little bit wide out of the hand. Although...
It's trying, but it's not going to get there. So
yeah, Garry key here is he's got two options, Val. Yard of weight, trails the jack. He's probably 5. Sits the bowl, he's 2. It's big. This is big.
it's a massive bowl.
If he gets that jack into the pack, it's going to be very hard for Daryl to get out of this. The way he's been playing, I back him to get this.
In 14, he saved a hell of a lot of shots. Can he make them now? Or at least force the question. Garry Charker.
Looks like he's through the gap. Probably used a bit more weight than I thought he would have.
Yeah. But look at the amount of bowls that are back there. Now, where does Daryl go? Are you putting one in that pack? Or are you dead drawing and blocking that shot?
I think he has to. I think he can get a good result playing a yard away, just under the blue, turn the red through. If he happened to get Roberts, it's not going to do any damage.
Backhand it is.
He's going to try and get around the pack.
On this hand, if he does, it's an impressive bowl.
He's played it well. What a shot here. That's perfect. He's drawn another one just about.
That is brilliant.
I think Gary's got to keep his weight now, and he can try and get the jack a little bit further past that bowl, out to the right of screen. Okay, he's on a better track.
It's not far away, Garry
touch
Charker.
less weight, so he needs it to hold.
He's close.
Wow, he's got the jack perfect here. What a shot, Garry Charker.
He might have made 3 there.
That's brilliant. Come on, fire up, boys.
They are fired up out there. Just, what was it in the
I
end?
think it was 2. So this is where, if it was me, I'm skipping. I'm bringing my team in here. Let's go have a chat. Come on, boys, fire up. Let's get back to our length. We're in this.
Yep. That is a brilliant bowl, but there it is. It's what's impressive is that Daryl Steinwedel there, that bowl shouldn't go unnoticed, because if he didn't get one in the back of that pack there, they were 5 or 6 down. That is a brilliant bowl from both skips to end that 14th end. Because if Daryl Steinwedel, as we said, didn't get one in there, that was... Well, if you add another 4 to that total, which it probably would have been if that bowl wasn't in the pack, it's 15-13. Great start from Robert Flavel.
Yeah, he's playing well.
But yeah, how important is it, like I think if you're the South Australian team, to get around Daryl for that final bowl to get it in the pack? Because, as I said, like if he didn't, it's 15-13.
Yeah, he's probably dropping a 6 or a 7 there. Oh, Wade Turner, straight back to it. Well played.
You start to walk a little bit taller as well when you skip does things like that. So, Wade Turner, nicely played. It's back down to 8 on the master board. We watch that Andrew Ashland, Peter Gagler rink and see what the go is there, because that's been toing and froing all morning. What an enjoyable morning it's been so far. 8 shots is absolutely nothing. That's one full count, which you never really see 8s in 4s. If you're dropping an 8, that's catastrophic. Look at the turn here from Darren Walsh.
Yeah, well played.
Problem is he's knocked Chris Flavel's bowl behind the jack into a pretty good spot. What has Darren Walsh got? He's close. He's very close.
Gotta be careful here.
He's followed it in. I think he's done enough for shot.
It's better. It's better. It's taken the danger away. If South Australia had done that, they would have been 3 down. So he's played it well.
Starting to work out this hand now.
Yeah, as I said, yeah, I think Darren's been playing better on this wider hand. So definitely try and keep him to that hand. He's finding his weight control a little bit better. So we see Ash. Has he got the legs? Not quite. As we see, good indication there by Garry, asking Will to virtually play the same shot as Darren. Can draw down through that gap, work off their bowls coming in. In the women's event, ACT are clawing their way back as well. They're currently only down by 6 shots. So South Australia leading 38-32. Have you got the legs, Will? He needs to run now.
He's close. If he had the legs, he was in, wasn't he?
He was perfect if he had the weight. Yeah, just it's not quite arriving. However, it hasn't made it easy for South Australia. It's probably just one shot on now. He's got to arrive through the red bowl, try and turn it onto the shot bowl, turn it onto the jack.
Peter Gaylor has taken a 3 to get it to 18-17 in favour of Andrew Ashland. Garry Smith has also has dropped a 1.
Yeah, there's plenty of attacking shots, obviously, on the Ashland and Gagler game.
Big scores dropping too.
Yeah, definitely.
18-17 after 15. They're moving at a rate of knots.
Okay, Will looking for 2 feet on his first.
Big thank you to Robbie Allen for getting these scores up, and
he's played this well. If he just rolls his own bowl over,
yep.
Oh, it's good, but he's unlucky. Just probably got it a little bit too far, Val, so the jack's sort of poking out there now, so it's probably giving Ray another option. Turn the red, trail the jack. Wants it to hurry.
So the changeover, 1 to the ACT. If they can get a big score, it probably looks unlikely on this end, but to get themselves back in it, they've just got to keep chipping away. They haven't won 2 ends in a row as of yet. In fact, they've only won 4 ends. And they see themselves in with an opportunity here. That's largely thanks to the shots that Garry Charker has saved, and that count is probably up to about 10 or 11. Where's Garry going here, Andrew?
I think he's just got to draw the shot, Val. Even if he draws the touch at first, is not bad. I don't think he can leave it. Yeah, needs to try and close down the head.
Doesn't have the legs.
Yeah, it's It's given Daryl a little bit of a guide there. He knows he needs to be down inside that bowl. He's got 2 bowls to run into. Trail the jack. He's close.
Just held, didn't it?
Yeah, just had that weight to hold. It's not bad, but it's past the jack.
It's stayed on the rink, I believe. Garry Charker has been instrumental so far. Again, he's held 2. I think he's going to go back and join that Daryl Steinwedel bowl back there. Yes, a bit closer. So
it's a good call. As you can see, all the South Australian bowls were there, so it would have been probably 3 or 4 if he did trail the jack.
Make him get it now.
Yeah, he's played slightly less weight.
And he can afford to arrive on his own here.
He's just going to duck away.
But, oh, what has he done? Is that shot?
Not quite.
So 1 down, and the ACT, importantly for them, win consecutive ends for the first time in this match. And it's 15-10, 5 shots the difference. And it's back to 9 on the master board. We await the end scores of the other rinks. South Australia, they are not getting it all their own way. What a brilliant morning of bowls we've had. 20 ends across the 3 rinks to go. Played 15 here, so we've only got 6 left. Across this pennant format, 21 ends. No time limit. They can take as long as they need. The next match scheduled to commence at 1 o'clock local time.
Yeah, I think we kicked off around just after 1, 10 past 1, something like that. So, yeah, depending on what time they finish here, it may be a few moments after that. Of course, players need to have a lunch break in between the matches. So fair correction here by Wade. Good shot. Expect Robert, the way he's been playing, to correct. Needs to find a yard of weight. So we see the wind starting to pick up a bit here at Club Tweed, and
Can get tricky on this rink, and
the dark clouds are coming in, Val, and it has actually cooled off a little bit. So
yeah, very different to yesterday. We were sitting under a marquee at Broadbeach. It was a little bit of a hot box. It was nice and muggy in there, and it was actually quite comfortable before the rain sort of set in.
Ashley down on the backhand, looking to beat Wade's bowl on the right of screen. So Darren looking to try and find the gap between the bowls. Just asking for it to hold now. Just a little wiggle up. But it still looks like it's 1 to South Australia.
Nine on the master board. And this tighter hand here, and Ashley Hall just doesn't have the weight. It's probably the loosest end that we've seen from him.
Yeah, so chance here for ACT. Currently 1 down. You can see Will and Garry discussing what shot to play. Looks like it's forehand, just arriving. Trying to play enough weight where if you do turn the blue bowl, it will turn in for shot. Or if you're just under, you've got enough weight to hold and trail the jack. Couple of options.
Well, Penny. It's got enough weight to get there, but it's just going to dart back.
Okay, yeah. Even just a fraction more on that would have been good. So the shot doesn't change for South Australia. The jack is... They're playing to that blue bowl, really. If he finishes a little bit higher than that, he does cover the trail. But ideal result, beat the blue bowl, draw another shot. So Andrew Ashland's rink managed to secure a 1, so they now lead 19-17.
That means the master board down to 8. And they are well and truly in this. The Australian Capital Territory. 1-1 after their days yesterday, or after their rounds yesterday. He's given this a little bit more weight here, Will Penny.
Oh. Okay. Thought he was going to turn the SA bowl up there, but good guide for Ray. Trying to split the two bowls, draw the shot, down through the gap. Just needs it to turn now. He's very close. Oh, it did turn. Little touch and well played. Played perfect weight. Does make it tricky now for Charker.
Does maybe... The problem is his bowls are so tight that maybe getting... Is there a way that he can sort of come down and get the jack towards his bowl at maybe 11 o'clock? Or what's he thinking of doing? Or even he's got that bowl at 5 o'clock. Oh, sorry, no, 7 o'clock. He's also got that bowl at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, no, I think the go is here for Garry is to play a few yards of weight down through the black and white bowl. If he turns it onto the jack and bounces it to the bottom left of screen, they would be holding. Of course, Ray's got best back at the moment to the right of screen, but yeah, even if he turns the black one through onto the pink, he'd get second shot. That's what he's doing. He misses the front. He's close.
Oh, he's very close.
It's going to be unlucky.
Wow.
Just the wrong edge. Even the other edge worked, or the middle. He just got the inside half and clipped away. So to me, yeah, Ray's just looking whether it's worth covering the bottom left of screen or whether he just draws another shot. Didn't quite get there where he wanted to. So now Garry has the chance, plays a very similar bowl. He can trail the jack through himself and go with it. I think he's far too wide for his line.
So South Australia will get back on the board here. Looking to make it a 3 possibly. And extend the masterboard lead and keep the ACT at bay. It's 8 at the moment. Every time I feel like the ACT keep getting closer, this rink just continues to get away from them.
Yeah, and that's the key to obviously starting well as a rink and getting that early break. If you do have a bad end, you win the next one, you sort of continue to consolidate your lead. So 2 to SA. They now lead 17-10.
And it's a 9-shot lead on the masterboard. Just got down to 7 as well, with David Hill taking a shot. So this is the biggest lead across any of the 3 rinks. It's 4 on the middle rink between David Hill and Garry Smith, and 2 between Ashland and Gagler.
Mm.
9 shots overall. There are 17 ends to be played. There are 5 left here. It is close.
Yeah, and the SA women are leading the ACT by 8 shots, courtesy of Beth Quinlan's rink at the moment, currently leading 22-10.
Wow.
So they've...
Sandy Wallace behind.
Sandy Wallace is... I think she's up by 1.
Robert Flavel. Just wanting that to get around, but that's on the tight side and that ain't moving. And now time for Wade Turner. Get those bowls to turn. Been going just over 2 hours and 20 minutes for these 16 ends played on end 17 of 21. 4 to go after this. We sit at 17-10 in favour of South Australia. Today, tomorrow, Tuesday, all senior sides, and then no streaming on Wednesday as Australian sides have a practice day.
Yeah, that's correct. And then we're into another 4 days of action, Val.
It's
Very
going to
exciting.
be massive. Australia's best, and if we're being biased, the world's best, heading down to Club Tweed, or up to Club Tweed, depending on where they're from, to battle it out for the Ali Shield and Marge Morris Trophy.
Well pointed here. Just needs it to slow down. And it's a pretty good shot by Ashley, just out of the count. And then once it's all over, Val, we start turning our attention to the BPL 20, so the Bowls Premier League 20 at Club Pine Rivers.
That is going to be
very
massive.
exciting. Very exciting.
And well done to you and everyone behind the scenes for helping put it all together. And it was a rigorous process with these new teams, and I think all the right calls have been made. It all looks absolutely fantastic. They've been so professional in the way that they've announced their teams and really bought into the BPL. It's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, very exciting. The new era of BPL. 12-team competition, more international stars than ever. And of course, it's going to be played at Club Pine Rivers from the 11th to the 15th of November. So if you are in the area, I'd recommend getting down to Club Pine Rivers, or if you're considering an interstate trip or a holiday, Val, it is one of the best events to get to. Action-packed. If you can't make the trip, then we'll be live streaming a match every single round. And of course, each evening from Tuesday through to Friday from 4 p.m. Queensland time, we'll have live matches on Fox Sports and KO. So
I'm not going to be doing much talking the week in the weeks leading up.
rest the voice box. Yeah,
it's going to be a huge week. But the BPL, the 2 weeks of the year that the BPL is on, is some of the most exciting bowls that you will see. And getting Paul Foster down, as well as Nick Brett. Maybe Nick Brett can go viral once more with that bowl that he played at Potters.
Yes, Bowler Century or whatever they're calling it. But no, it's very exciting. Just to name a few, you've got your Fosters, you've got your Nick Brett from England, you've got Jamie Walker from England, you've got Alex Marshall,
Catherine Rednall,
who many tout as the GOAT of lawn bowls from Scotland. Catherine Rednall. Then you've got all our superstars. Yeah, you got your Aaron Wilson, you've got Aaron Sheriff, you've got
Teasy,
Dawn Heyman, you've got my partner Kelsey Cottrell, you've got Aaron Tees, you've got Corey Wedlock. It's just phenomenal, the names we have involved in this competition. And
disappointing you only mentioned Kelsey 5th.
Oh, I can't show a biased. I've got to sit on the fence here, Val's event manager. So
Fair enough.
Got to be professional, and yeah. But yeah, no, it's very exciting, and a big shout out to Club Pine Rivers, who do a fantastic job hosting the event in November each year, and also our second host venue in Moema, who hold the February edition.
They do, and they do a great job down there as well. And looking forward to seeing Stewie White in coaching duties at Pine Rivers, with Kevin Anderson stepping in for Ryan Bester.
Yes, yeah, no, he's here practicing his coaching and managing skills this week with the Victorian over 60s team. So I'm sure he'll be able to get a few things that he can bring back to the Moema Steamers to keep sort of Kevin Anderson under control and focus on his matches. But not sure what Daryl's waiting for here. He looks like he's watching next door. Looks like an important bowl Garry Smith's trying to play. Okay, so he's back to the mat. ACT holding 3.
This is a massive few bowls here, but he's not far away.
I like his track. He might have just overplayed it, but
Good side up.
he needed to be up. He needed to be up and try and turn that bowl into the jack.
Peter Gagler's taken one back on Andrew Ashland, so it's 19-18 now.
So Garry, the key to this shot is trying to draw and beat the red bowl. He covers the splash of the jack. Ideally, he does not want to build that head up anymore. It gives Daryl something else to play to.
Well, that's where his teammate's foot has gone. Has he sent it?
It's not all bad.
It's in the line of sight now, isn't it?
Yep. It's literally he's got 2 options. He either got to play under that with more weight to crack the egg on the shot bowl and spit the jack back, or it's just a flat draw, trying to draw a second shot. Anything better than that's a bonus.
The way these hands are turning.
Looks to be under the line.
Yeah, he's going to cut in. Doesn't want to promote that bowl. He won't. So an opportunity now for a 4 and to change the tie on a dime.
Got some turning to do. Okay.
So whereas a Skippy just needs
They're
to
looking
make
at the
those.
4th here.
Is it 4?
It was 4 already.
Wow. That is massive in the scheme of this. They've won 3 of the last 4 ends, and all of a sudden South Australia only lead this by 3 shots. Overall, it cuts it down to, I believe it was 5. I thought I saw 39 for the ACT.
Yeah, incredible. They haven't won many ends, as we said earlier, but the ends they've won, it's been 3s, it's been 4s. So
well, they've only taken 2 singles from the ends that they've won. They've only won 6 ends and they're 3 behind, so it's 11-6 in terms of ends won.
Next door, Garry Smith leads 13-10 over Dave Hill.
So it is a 5-shot margin on the masterboard.
Incredible.
(48-43) in favour of South Australia. That lead did get out to about 16. Oh, how good is live sport? There is nothing like it. Drama aplenty, and we are not done here. South Australia have led throughout the entirety of this contest.
Yeah, as we said earlier, Val, when we first started, that these matches, they're never over. Like, it doesn't matter if you're 20 shots behind or whatever it may be. 3 rinks, work together, let's try and win back-to-back ends, and anything can happen.
Wade Turner just treacles under. He had great weight.
Got a story for you, Val. Years ago, And Clive Adams, I apologise if you're watching.
Oh, he cops it, doesn't
you
he?
won't like this story. I try and bring this one up whenever I can. So ACT, Ali Shield, Australian sides.
Yep.
ACT are playing WA. So we're playing the WA men. That day, the first round, of the first day, the day's play got washed out. So we had to play 3 games of 21 ends in one day.
Turls did fill me in about this. Where was it again?
Doubleview, I think it was played at in Western Australia. And we're playing WA. And on the last session of the game, it's about 10 o'clock at night, we're behind by 50 shots on the overall board. ACT are losing by 50 shots.
50.
We came back and won. It was the greatest turnaround you'll ever see.
50 shots.
We were down by 50 at the halfway point and we won the match. So it just shows that in this format, anything can happen.
All right, well, that's the story I'm going to keep harping back to. If it ever does get to 50, I'm going to say, well, the ACT and WA back in double view, 50 shots.
Yeah. If Clive's listening, he'd be shaking his head right now because he hates me bringing it up.
He's got a few of those where you bring it up. Turls brought one up the other day where WA sort of lost on the last day in the last session and lost to Queensland overall.
Yeah, that was Rosny Park, I think it was, in Tasmania, and New South Wales won the Ali Shield based on that.
And then there was his champion of champions loss to Tristan Smallcombe.
Oh, don't bring that up, Val.
I already have this week when we stream Tristan.
Okay, so back to the action. Robert has once again led off well for the SA combination, and it looks like probably 3 shots to SA. So ACT have just...
I'm still getting over 50 shots.
Struggled here. It's probably the worst possible time for them to play an end like this. They've been really been pretty consistent the last few ends to claw their way back into this match. And all right, Will Penny.
This has to be good. Needs to get something in.
Yeah, draw the shot. He's still got probably 2 feet of room. Yep, definitely a couple of feet. Okay, Dienelt. Looking to draw the shot. Close as he can. Covers and just sort of gets past the jack is a good result. Great speed. In the ACT's in the women's match, the ACT are clawing their way back. They're only 5 behind the SA at the moment.
Wow.
So
grandstand finishes all around.
Game on.
Waiting.
Okay, change of hand. Wait. He's close.
Very close to getting something.
Well played.
He's opened it up to perfection. Garry Charker would like looking at that a hell of a lot more than what it did look like.
Yeah, a lot better. A lot easier head to play too. Just got a comment from Glenn M308. Watching from Hobart, go ACT. I'm just having a little bit of stab in the dark, but I reckon that might be Glenn Morton.
Okay.
Working hard for Qantas Airlines down in Hobart. If it is you, Morto, g'day mate, hope you're well.
Maybe get a flight up here. Come and watch. Come on, Glenn. But keep watching on the stream as well.
Okay.
The numbers are good.
Great shot there by Dienelt. So pressure back on Garry Charker. Needs to draw the shot.
So his bowls, we know that they're tight, but on that hand, he doesn't have the weight. And he's fallen short, so he's going to have a lot to do with his last here. Daryl Steinwedel. It's well pointed.
Yeah, he's got to be mindful of this jack now. Oh, he's done well. Great shot. 3 to SA at the moment.
So he saved an abundance of shots already.
It's a lot closer.
How is he, Andrew Howie?
Needs to go with it. He's got it. Oh, it's gone the wrong way.
Again, though, he saved a couple.
Well played.
If that jack had moved a little bit further to the left of screen, Will Penny's bowl was in for the count. But an opportunity now to make it a 2 for South Australia and extend the buffer back to 5.
Yeah, Daryl needs to add a couple of feet on his first delivery. He's got wheels to work with there, drawing the shot. He's just got to be mindful of his pace here. He doesn't want to overplay it and splash the jack. It's very close. Look at this first shot, Val.
Very close.
What a great shot, Daryl. That's brilliant.
It's exactly where they were telling him to send it. And a big bowl in the scheme of things with 3 ends to go. It's 19-14. And overall, they extend the masterboard lead back to 7 here, South Australia. And it was Glenn Morton.
Good guess.
So South Australia had lost 3 of the 4 ends before last. Momentum was not with them. 3 ends to play. Andrew Ashland and Peter Gaylor watching what's happening there. Can't quite see an update. I think it's 19 all, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct, Val.
So that extends the lead to 8 for South Australia.
Yeah, it's getting a bit hard now for the Canberra boys. They need to try and win a couple of ends across the board right now to just get back within reaching distance. They can't afford to sort of drop these ends now. Once again, Roberts started his team off well.
Still 13-10 next door between David Hill and Garry Smith. Dare say that's going to be changing soon. They're almost at the end of their 15th end or 16th end. Played 18 here. Wade Turner, nicely done.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who's got shot on the Smith rink at the moment. It might be one to ACT. Sash Halls looking to try and arrive down your forehand. He's just got caught out with that breeze on that tighter hand. Interesting call here. Electing to stay on the backhand. I've got a feeling ACT should be down on his forehand here, trying to take the shot away from South Australia. I don't reckon the way Ash has played today, I don't reckon he'll miss this shot twice. Well, he hasn't got to Gary's foot, but he's drawn a front toucher. That's
not
one
bad.
way of doing it.
Not bad at all. So 2 to the ACTs. They try to hitch straight back at South Australia.
Okay, Ash, he's not far away here.
Very close. He's very close.
He's got it. Going to get the jack out. Well played.
Still 1 down, but it's a better 1 down.
Yeah, he's created a bit more room for his third and to try and draw the shot.
13-11 between David Hill and Garry Smith. So the ACT peg 1 back. It's back to 7 on the masterboard. And is anybody's game with 11 ends to go.
Looks like ACT have hit the front in the women's. 47-45. Just going off the masterboard. Looks like Catherine Hunt's rink currently leading 18-7, which is doing the damage for the nation's capital.
Good weight from Ray Dienelt. Not shot, but nice little sider. This is so precarious here across both contests, across Green 1 here at Club Tweed. Make sure you get down if you're in the area. These are the best over 60s bowlers in the country.
That's exactly right. Important bowl here for Will Penny. He's got to try and nail this jack first.
He's under.
Put the pressure back on the SA team. I'd be disappointed with that. Okay, Ray Dienelt. First delivery, had the perfect weight. Just needs to correct his line.
I think he did correct the line, but the weight was quite large.
Okay, better track. Better bowl altogether here.
Much better.
Okay. Here's 2 to ACT. Still think there's probably too much room here for Daryl. I reckon he'll draw this. He's played some big bowls when it counted for his team today. As we just see Ray. Thank you, Ray. Moving off to the left.
He's got the tat sleeves out there.
They're real tats, aren't they, Val?
I don't think they are.
No, they're not. A major look. No, they are the sleeves, yeah.
Sun protection.
That's exactly right.
I think Chloe Stewart might be hitting him up very shortly for some spalms.
Okay. Garry Charker, chance here. Draw the shot for 3. Put the pressure right back on Daryl. He'd love a front toucher here right now. Right on the jack.
To put the pressure on. He's not far away. Doesn't want to make it a target. Doesn't make it a target.
No, knowing the type of player Daryl is, I think he'll just elect to draw the shot. He's still got plenty of room. I think he's just missed his line again. His weight looks good.
His weight was spot on, pretty much. Bit short, but would have been enough. So an opportunity for a 4 to make it a one-shot game. And more importantly, just 3 on the masterboard. Garry Charker, he saved many a big number today.
Needs to hurry. Needs to hurry.
Did he get there?
I don't think so. Oh, they're those important ones. The free kicks, Val.
He saved so many before. Really needed to add there, but nonetheless, they've got to think positively. They've got a 3, and it's only 2 shots the difference now. And just 4 on the overall masterboard. 19-17. They've led the entire way through this. It hasn't been this close since the conclusion of the first end.
And in the women's match, it's all square, 47 apiece.
Wow. South Australia have played something big, a couple of rings over. I reckon that was
They're happy, Peter Gallagher.
So they were down by about 4 shots. And I reckon they might have just scored something there, or they've played a bomb.
I think Andrew Ashland's still got a shot left. It's hard to tell.
Wade Turner, he's starting to get bowls past the jack, and since he's been doing that, coincidentally, the ACT have started to get themselves back in this.
Yeah, that's correct. He's led off well. We see the top of the screen there. It was 1 to SA, so he must have been down a few. Just the way his team members reacted when he played that shot. So great shot there by Peter Gagler.
So 1 to SA puts them 20-19 ahead. In terms of rinks, the Garry Smith rink hasn't lost yet.
Wade
Nor
Turner.
It's brilliant. Nor has Peter Gagler. This South Australian rink, however, the only one to have lost so far.
Just trying to...
So it was a 2 to Peter Gagler, 21-19, so margin back to 6. Darren Walsh, that is brilliant. They are coming.
Yeah, it's all going to... Looks like it's all going to be decided on this middle rink, Val. Smith versus Hill. They've only played 16 ends at this stage, so they will be playing last.
Well, South Australia lead by 2. Only 2 on all 3 rinks here. Ashley Halls.
Yeah, well played. So call is to draw the shot again. Daryl Walsh down on the forehand. Little toucher into the 2 blue bowls would be magic.
Combined 9 ends to complete here. Just 2 here. So it is, you're right, Howie, it's going to come down to the David Hill, Garry Smith rink. This is the only South Australian rink that's actually lost so far.
This is a tough shot they're trying to play here on this narrower hand. But Ash Hawes gets down now. He's close. Oh, as you can see, it just doesn't quite get down when you've got weight on it. It's a great effort. Looks like the ACT have won the end next door.
What did they score? More
It's a
importantly.
1. So 1 to the team of David Hill.
So down to 5 on the masterboard. 48 to 53. South Australia have led from the outset. It was up at about 16, not quite the 50 that the ACT came back from against Western Australia. But maybe we can label this as famous ACT comebacks as Penny just sets in.
So the ACT women next door are leading 50 to 47. Looks like the end rink of Catherine Hunt once again has picked up a few shots. What a difference a day can make. She was well beaten yesterday afternoon and regrouped this morning. Currently leads 21-7 on her rink, doing the damage.
It's unbelievable. Chris Flavel watching on. Go all boy. Go SA. Right at home, Parajackaroo, and was in fine form. And Ray Dienelt.
The Ninja. Well played.
What's he called? The Ninja.
That was his nickname when he was playing in the NT for many years. The Ninja.
The Ninja.
Ninja, they would call him. So, Will Penny. Confident. Down on the forehand.
Close.
He needs the bowl only now.
Oh.
Yeah, just probably overplayed the shot. If he had got the jack with that weight, it would have killed.
So the margins across the 3 rings, 2, 1 and 2, all in favour of South Australia. All could change on a dime.
Oh, big pickup in the women's contest. Sandy Wallace's rink have just got a 5.
I expect nothing less from the great Sandy Wallace.
So SA will hit the front by 2 shots.
Ray Dienelt.
He's done it again here, Val.
Can the Ninja stealthily get back in for 2?
It's brilliant. Okay.
Precarious head again for Garry Charker.
He's got to be careful. Does not want to lose his blue bowl. Although he is 2 down, so he's got to attack the game. Dropping a 2 here is no good for the ACT. Need to win the end. I think you've got to try and kill the jack, Val.
I was just about to ask you, is that the best option here?
I think so. It's very hard to try and trail the jack to the right-hand side of screen. If he's at 2 bowls high, he gets nothing. So,
will he do it with his first or with his last?
I think if you're going to go play Wade, you've got to play now. If it does go bad, he's got a chance to fix the situation. So,
lining up for it.
Yeah, Wade it is. Okay, he wants it to get down a touch more. As I said, the bowl was dangerous. That was probably the worst possible result for Garry.
So they're 3 down now.
Yeah.
And this is... And where does Daryl put this bowl to try and avoid the kill again? Obviously, the target's there, but...
There's really not much danger now. As you can see, he's only got to beat the black bowl on the right-hand side of screen. He would cover and he would count. It's really, for Garry here, it's only a one bowl and jack target, so it's very difficult.
The way he's played, though.
This is probably not going to make it any easier. It's going to be a blocker. Oh, wow. That makes it hard.
The old Stephen de Jong, the blocker. Hopefully he's watching on.
Garry may be forced to play the more delicate shot now. Forehand trail the jack to Will Penny's bowl at the bottom of screen.
It would be something special if he got it. Something very special. I think he's lining up for Wade again. There's a bit of noise coming from a couple of rings over.
Peter Gagler has done it again.
And it is the more delicate option, and he's under.
Oh, I'd be disappointed. Didn't give it a chance.
So South Australia, they're up 3 with an option for Daryl Steinwedel to possibly put this tie to rest with a 4, or at least this rubber.
Yeah, this could be the game here. Just needs to hurry.
Don't think he sent it. 3. So after dropping a 3 just before, they gain one, 22-17, and they extend that masterboard lead to 8. 1 end to go here. So I think the rink win is out of the equation for the ACT. They just need to score.
Just a quick update on the game I sort of touched on earlier with Queensland and WA. The Queensland men have really hit their straps and currently lead by 21 shots. And in the women's, the Queensland team are up by 15.
Wow.
So, of course, all those scores can be found on the Nationals webpage by clicking on the live scoring of the senior sides. The Vic men are currently leading by 10 over Tasmania, and the Vic women currently have a very big lead at the moment over Tasmania. New South Wales are leading the NT in both the men's and women's by around 40 shots.
Wade Turner trying to get that in, won't do so. Great start from Robert Flavel.
The ACT women have hit the front again. Next door, 53-52. It's a nail biter.
Very, very close. This has been a pulsating green this morning. Probably the closest one of the lot. Very enjoyable. Some great former Australian players playing. Bill Cornell's up for the Queensland men.
Yeah, former Com Games gold medalist.
2006.
Although not playing, he's coaching this event, but Rex Johnson, Australian New South Wales legend, is here. Plenty of good players who've represented either their country or their state at open levels, and now have found their way into the over 60s and still representing at the highest level, which is great to see.
It is, and a lot of them even transition into the they even transition into the over 60s at the AO. Stephen Warder and Terry Ashdown, who won it for New South Wales, they're playing for the New South Wales men.
Yeah, that's correct. Yep. A few familiar faces we've seen across other events. Each year we run, Val. So, as we said, if you're in the area, get down to Club Tweed and witness all the action. 4 greens of action. So we'll be once again starting after lunch at around that sort of 1:15 mark.
About 2 hours' time, just under.
Obviously, depending on how early we can finish and get all the players fed.
Yeah, that over 60s men's pairs final at the AO, I was lucky enough to call it, and Terry Ashdown was supreme. This is coming through.
Oh, Darren, Walsh. Steve Ashdown?
Yeah, he was.
And Terry Warder, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Steve Ashdown was brilliant, but Terry Warder absolutely had it on a string. He did not do a thing wrong that entire match, and he said it was probably the best he'd ever played.
Yeah, it's what a time to do it.
I know.
Australian Open over 60s pairs final. G'day, Peter Lucat. He's a avid bowler who attends the Australian Open each year.
We streamed him this year.
He's been kind enough a couple of times to drop some lollies into the back room to get us through the day. Long hours to run that event, so no, thanks, Pete. Hope you're well.
He's, I know for a fact that he's the best tram driver in Adelaide.
Is that correct?
What's what I've called him anyway.
So it looks like the ACT possibly still holding 1. But the key here for SA is just to ensure nothing bad happens here. They don't want to drop any big shots. Just try and keep it close. If they can get 1, that'd be massive. To finish on a high and really set up the other 2 rinks. So the SA women have hit back in front now again. They're 55-53 over the ACT.
It's going right down to the wire. So up next, as this one comes down from Penny.
Yeah, it's a good shot there. Great home.
So round 4 sees South Australia take on Western Australia. The ACT take on Queensland. So So South Australia's
Vic, New South Wales, that's a big one.
massive in the scheme of things.
You would think in the men's competition there, Victoria, New South Wales, one of them potentially might be out after this afternoon. They both suffered a loss on the first day of competition. So that's a massive game there. And of course, the Vic women
Queensland went undefeated.
currently undefeated. So some big games this afternoon.
Now, the Queensland men went undefeated yesterday as well.
Yep.
So,
So that's that's what I mean. Sort of in New South Wales and Vic, one of them lose.
Oh yes, sorry.
They've lost two, and you could pretty much say they're out of contention for that top spot.
And it's just, you got to beat who's in front of you. And that's where, I know some people say when a team starts 3-0 or 4-0, who have they played? But you can only beat who's in front of you.
Exactly right.
Once you start winning, the confidence goes up.
Exactly right. At this level, mate, they're all good players.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what state you're representing. So if you don't show up, you don't play well, you don't put the bowls in the right spot, you're going to get beat. So exactly right. You got to beat who's in front of you. Not far away here, Daryl. Have you got the legs? What a shot here. He needs another foot. Oh, just dying.
Close. So
Great effort.
down one, I would say. The masterboard has things sitting precariously for the ACT.
Yeah, it's tough for Garry to make any more than one here. He's probably just got two options. He tries to dead draw it around the pack of bowls on the backhand, or he tries to promote the blue bowl in the centre line up just in front of the yellow to count. He hasn't sent it.
So final couple of bowls coming up. Daryl Steinwedel's going to come up and have a look. So is Garry Charker. Margin sits at 10 on the masterboard. Gary Smith gets one. Peter Gagler gets one. So South Australia have probably held this margin for the majority of the match. It did get down to 4.
His biggest danger here is he just doesn't want to turn another one in for shot, or happen to turn that blue bowl in the centre line up onto the jack for a couple down. The shot is just arriving on the forehand. One turn of the red bowl onto the yellow bowl would give SA the shot. Has he got the weight? And he's probably glad he turned in the end. As I said, he didn't want to hit that blue bowl for the ACT.
Yeah, now for South Australia, they just don't want to drop anything in masterboard or in the relevance to the masterboard, because there's still a few ends to go around the rinks.
Yeah,
David Hill, Gary Smith match is really going to hold all the cards now.
Yeah, it's very difficult for Garry, as I said before, to count. There's nothing on to make a score, I don't believe.
Yeah, because if he hits anything, the South Australian bowls are going to be promoted.
Yeah, the bowl he's got to use is that blue one on the centre line. But it's quite difficult to get it through to count. That's what he's looking at, if he happens to try and get onto the jack a little bit. Yeah, as you can see, that red one's a fair, probably close to a metre past the jack. It looked a little bit closer than that, so potentially what he's looking at is blue onto the jack to the right of screen there as we look at it now. Could result in sort of 2 or 3.
That would be huge, and this is where he's just got to be... You have to think about everything.
Yep.
Because this is the last bowl. So Garry Charker has been instrumental today.
Yeah, this is where this game awareness comes into it, Val. Like, he's got one, but you got to have a look around, see how your other heads are shaped up, because you'd hate to give the shot away as well.
How's he looking? He's under.
He's under, so he's going to be safe. So it will be 1 to ACT.
So to finish proceedings, it's a 4-shot win to South Australia. They win it on this rink, 22 to 18, and it's Robert Flavel, Ashley Halls, Raymond Dienelt, and Daryl Steinwedel. They get the job done over Wade Turner, Darren Walsh, William Penny, and Garry Charker. They were valiant in defeat, the ACT lineup, and Garry Charker saved about 10 to 12 shots across that match, and it could have been so much worse, but thanks to him, it's only a 4-shot loss, so he'll take that.
Yeah, it was a good game. Yeah, the ACT front end sort of started slow out of the blocks. They did come back well, Val. They did fight back and get their team right back in. And as I said, Garry did keep them in it, but the SA boys were too good. They were too consistent, end after end, as we said. Although they dropped a few shots, overall they were the better team. So well done to the SA combination, and as we see the next few ends and see if they can hold on to this slender lead and defeat the ACT.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. See what happens here.
So it looks like SA are holding shot with the aqua greeny sort of bluey bowl there.
There's a little bit of bonus coverage for you. Robbie Allen's got cameras everywhere. Hope he's not a registered stalker or anything like that. Just see PTZ cameras set up everywhere.
Next year we have cameras on low-flying birds to get the overviews and everything. Val will be right then.
Yeah. Have you got a set of pigeons, Robbie?
Yeah,
we're not supposed to tell anyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the problem. Obviously, when we start shooting other rinks, they're not aware we're over there looking at the head, and of course, people are going to stand in the road. So.
So we'll just wait for these bowls to come down and then we'll sign off. We'll sort of leave you with a good indication. So there's a match that's finished. I reckon that's the Peter Gagler, Andrew Ashland match. That's done. So we'll figure out what the master board is there. Can't quite see what the score was.
It was 3 to ACT, 22 all draw.
Wow. So the master board has it at a 6-shot lead to South Australia with 3 ends to play here on the David Hill Garry Smith rink.
As you can see, the women's master board there, SA lead by 1 shot. Can't get any closer. Oh, he's got a skid off the front and drawn the shot. ACT holding 1, and it is 1.
So, still 2 ends to play, and it's a 5-shot difference on the master board. 1 win to South Australia, 1 draw. And it's now a 1-shot lead to Garry Smith over David Hill after 19 ends. I reckon it's probably where we'll leave it. Make sure nothing else is going on, but we'll leave it there. Andrew Howie, thank you very much for joining me on Ringside Live this morning. It's been an absolute pleasure. What a morning we've had so far.
Yeah, thanks, Val. What a great game to start the day, and it's only going to get better from here. So look forward to this afternoon's action, and thanks for everyone at home tuning in to the coverage.
Sure is. We'll be back a little later on and we'll give you the rundown of what happened in this morning's session, and we'll give you all the tables and everything along those lines at the Australian Senior Sides Championships of 2004. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you very much to all those who watched. Plenty more still to come on a massive Sunday here at Club Tweed Valfebo. Signing off for now. We'll be back just after 1 o'clock local time for the second round. It's Tasmania's women up against the Northern Territory women. Looking forward to that one.